Zichuan held Ling Hu Hang in her gaze, unwavering and sharp. I know exactly what you're thinking. Zhong Bushuan's expression shifted, shadows darkening his features. Charan, are you afraid he'll do something to you? He asked softly, stepping forward. You don't have to worry. As long as I'm here, no one will dare lay a hand on you. Ling Hu Hang tensed, watching them warily. Why are you getting so close? Are you going to hit me? I didn't even do anything. Zhong Bushuan closed the distance, his tone cold and final. Let me make something clear. Don't ever touch Charan again. Not even by accident. Ling Hu Hang raised his hands defensively. Bushuan, maybe you're misunderstanding. Before things could escalate, Zichuan stepped between them, her presence commanding. Zhong Bushuan, move. I need to talk to him, Zichuan said firmly. I know you don't really want to, Zhong Bushuan countered, stepping in front of her. You're just forcing yourself. Let me deal with it. Zichuan's eyes narrowed. Stop assuming things. I'm not going anywhere with you. Zhong Bushuan reached for her hand, his expression softening into something almost pleading. Charan, you're only saying that because you're scared of what Ling Hu Hang might do. You're too kind to admit it. Zichuan froze, blinking at him in disbelief. He actually believes that. His ego could survive a hurricane. He took her silence as confirmation and smiled, calm and self-assured. See? You're afraid. But don't worry. I'll protect you. Someone as kind and gentle as her doesn't belong in the clutches of the Ling Hu family, Zhong Bushuan said coldly, his eyes locking onto Ling Hu Hang. You don't deserve to live. Ling Hu Hang stiffened. Wait, what? That's not in the script. A wave of dread washed over him. He's serious. He actually wants to kill me. He threw a sharp glare at Zichuan. You're going to get me killed with this performance. Zichuan flinched, catching the accusation in his gaze. Are you out of your mind? She snapped. You think I'm acting? Xiuzi suddenly stepped forward, eyes blazing at Zhong Bushuan. You arrogant toad. You think you're worthy of my daughter? He barked. My son-in-law will be Ling Hu Hang. Ling Hu Hang winced. Like father, like daughter. Both delusional. Can someone give me a break already? Coz suddenly clutched his neck in pain. Zhong Bushuan raised a hand, pointing directly at him. You're forcing Charan to marry a worthless coward. And you call that love? What kind of father are you? Zhong Bushuan snapped, turning his scorn toward Coz. Then, softening ever so slightly, he looked at Charan. Don't worry, Charan. I won't marry anyone but you. No, she said firmly. I don't want to marry you. Her voice shook with frustration. Why won't he listen? Why can't he just leave me alone? Zhong Bushuan smiled, unbothered, as if she hadn't spoken at all. I know you're scared. It's fine. Stay here for now. I'll come back for you soon. What? You're leaving? Ling Hu Hang called out, his voice tinged with disbelief. You can't just leave your wife behind. This is completely off script. He's not supposed to leave yet. Zhong Bushuan turned, sneering at him. I'll be back. And when I return, his eyes glinted with cold promise. I'll take your life. He cast his gaze over the crowd, voice rising with contempt. And the rest of you, you pathetic, simpering worms, you'll be groveling at my feet. Ling Hu Hang clenched his jaw, panic creeping in. Don't leave. Please don't leave. Take her with you. Just take her and go. I always keep my promises, Zhong Bushuan said coolly, as he stepped away. Ling Hu Hang looked at Charan, desperation mounting. You don't need to come back for me, he whispered. Just take her and go. Leave me out of this. Charan had had enough. Their ridiculous posturing, the declarations, the threats, it was all too much. And Ling Hu Hang's internal screaming wasn't helping. Her patience snapped. Will you all just shut up? She yelled. The entire room fell into stunned silence. Without waiting another second, she stormed up to Ling Hu Hang and grabbed him by the collar. Before he could even process what was happening, she kissed him. Ling Hu Hang froze like a deer in headlights. His brain short-circuited. His face turned red enough to outshine the wedding decorations. She pulled back, turned to Zhang Buxuan, and said coldly, "Is that enough proof for you? I like Ling Hu Hang. I'm going to marry him. So you can go now." Zhang Buxuan blinked. Once. Twice. His mouth opened. Nothing came out. Then finally, "No, no, you're making a mistake," he stammered. "I can still save you." He spun on Ling Hu Hang, eyes blazing. "I'll destroy your entire family." Ling Hu Hang felt a cold sweat form. Why is he so dramatic? I'm the cannon fodder here. Just then, a cheerful chime rang in his head. "Congratulations, host. Stage 1, complete. Target, Shi Charan has shifted her affection. She will now assist you in surviving for the next 5 chapters. Reward, Lakeside Villa, 600 square meters. Stage 2, initiated. Good luck." Ling Hu Hang slumped to the floor, face in his hands. "I have a 9-figure bank balance. What the hell am I supposed to do with a villa right now?" He groaned. "I just wanted a quiet life." Kicked back in his ridiculously oversized mansion, Ling Hu Hang lounged on his cloud-soft bed, scrolling lazily through his phone while humming a carefree tune. Finally, he sighed, a few days of peace after that disaster of a birthday banquet. He took a sip of red wine, imported, of course, because suffering through a transmigrated life apparently came with luxury perks. "System," he called, "don't tell me you're here to ruin this." "Indeed, host," the system chirped way too cheerfully. "I'm here to inform you that the second stage of your mission is now beginning." Ling Hu Hang groaned and rubbed his temples. "Let me guess, it's got more drama, more people who want to kill me, and fewer brain cells all around?" In the original plot, the system began like it was reading a grocery list. Yuandex and Shi Charan are forced to attend a banquet hosted by Tan Zhuo, CEO of Diheo Corporation. He's Shi Charan's granduncle, over 70, half dead, but still kicking just enough to meddle. Ling Hu Hang sighed deeply and stared up at the ceiling. "Can't these rich old men stay in retirement and let me rot in peace?" He took another sip. "Alright, system, hit me with the rest of it. What kind of nonsense am I walking into this time?" Dozens of guests were planning to bring miracle-working doctors and rare elixirs, anything to impress the dying Tan Zhuo and win a sliver of his favor. And of course, you'd be no different. You'd bring your own, renowned physician, only for him to be outed as a fraud, publicly, by none other than Zhang Buxuan. He'd waltz in like some divine healer, whip out his freshly mastered 9 heavenly profound medical canon, and perform a miraculous cure on the spot. One moment, Tan Zhuo's coughing up blood, the next he's breakdancing. The crowd cheers. Buxuan becomes the golden boy. You become the punchline. And eventually, a corpse. Ling Hu Hang clenched his jaw. "Let me guess. The banquet's today." "Correct," the system chimed far too happily. Zhang Buxuan has undoubtedly already mastered the 9 heavenly profound medical canon. And yes, you're headed straight into another legendary public humiliation. Ling Hu Hang closed his eyes. "Of course I am." "No, host," the system shrieked. "You must retaliate. You're the villain. This is your role. You must survive." Just then, the door burst open. "Young Master Hang," a voice barked. Ling Hu Hang didn't even need to look. "Ho Kong," he groaned. The man stood stiffly in the doorway, face expressionless as ever. "Yes. Ho Kong," the system whispered ominously. "Also known as, the Harbinger of Doom." Ling Hu Hang sat up with the weight of 1,000 regrets. "Great. My personal Grim Reaper has arrived. Let's go get publicly executed. Again. His presence increases your risk of dying by at least 50%. Ling Hu Hang stared at Ho Kong like he was a walking omen in designer knockoffs. Nope. Not doing this. He's gotta go. With the smooth confidence of a man who definitely watched too many office dramas, he slapped Ho Kong on the shoulder. Ho Kong, you're overqualified for this bodyguard stuff. It's a waste of your talents. Ho Kong blinked. What? I'm promoting you, Ling Hu Hang declared. Effective immediately, you're our new lead stockbroker. Stockbroker? Ho Kong looked stunned. I don't know anything about stocks. Which is why I'm sending you somewhere to learn. Wall Street? He paused. No, too close. Seoul. Yes, Seoul has numbers. Without missing a beat, he herded the confused man toward the car, shoved a boarding pass and several bulging suitcases into his arms, and waved from the airport curb like a proud parent sending a kid to summer camp. Am I really that good? Ho Kong called out from the gate. You're the best. Ling Hu Hang shouted back, already sweating through his shirt. Safer already. As the plane lifted off, Ling Hu Hang sighed in deep relief. There. The harbinger of doom is now the harbinger of dividends. Then he glanced at his watch. Oh crap. The banquet. Cut to, outside the Grand Tan residence. Ling Hu Hang adjusted his tie with the shaky hands of a man headed to war. His phone buzzed. Hello, he answered. Charon, he asked, trying to sound cool. I'm here, she said on the other end. She'll be here soon, he muttered, trying to psych himself up. Right. Time to charm, dodge, and survive. He took a deep breath and reviewed his mental script. Step 1, don't die. Step 2, well, survive step 1 first. We're engaged now. I guess I should call her Charon, Ling Hu Hang muttered, adjusting his collar like a man trying to act cool while internally combusting. Just then, a sleek black car pulled up. Out stepped a woman like a firework in heels, bright orange hair, a slinky black dress, and enough attitude to power a whole season of reality TV. She strutted toward him with a smirk and yanked on his tie. Well, if it isn't my least favorite ex-boyfriend. Ling Hu Hang's soul almost left his body. Makaiwai, he choked. Oh no. Not her. But it was. Maokiu Iawewi, walking, talking karma in stilettos. And just like that, the buried memories hit him like a truck, late-night study sessions, sneaking snacks into the library, kisses under cheap dorm fairy lights. And then the fallout. I told you I didn't do it, he'd said back then, voice breaking. She hadn't believed him. And now here she was, years later, looking like the opening credits of a scandal. You don't even recognize me anymore, she said coolly. Too busy pretending to be someone important, rubbing shoulders with rich girls in designer shoes? No, it's not like that. Ling Hu Hang stammered. Oh my god, she looks amazing. Why is she more gorgeous now? Why did I ever let her go? Why is she here? Why am I sweating? Inside Makaiwai's mind, a dramatic voice boomed, Ling Hu Hang, you idiot. You never deserved her. Who said that? She snapped, glancing around like someone just whispered juicy gossip. Ling Hu Hang was already power walking away like his life depended on it. She narrowed her eyes. Is he muttering to himself? She looked around again. There's no one else here but me and him. She turned back toward him. Too late. The man had vanished. Again. Typical Ling Hu Hang. Ling Yuheng approached the car, all cool confidence and casual swagger. Excuse me, he asked, one brow raised, how much did this car cost? I want one. Then, bam, a voice, rich and masculine, echoed in Makai Wei's mind like it had leaned in for a private whisper. Female lead. Her spine straightened instinctively. What is she doing here? She thought, brows drawing together. But then, realization struck like a designer heel to the face. Wait a minute, something's not right. He's so far away, but that voice, it was right next to my ear. Ling Yuheng glanced at her from the corner of his eye and sighed, his tone full of casual cruelty. What a waste of a beautiful body. Another mental quip followed, smooth and sarcastic. Just another addition to the male lead's harem, the voice added with a knowing groan. Is there no other profession in this book besides homewrecker? Stealing someone's girlfriend, stealing someone's ex-girlfriend. This male lead is seriously messed up. He looks so innocent. But he's a woman-stealing fiend. Hearing this, Ma Kaiwai's temper flared. She turned sharply, eyes blazing. What did you say? Ling Huiheng flinched. Nothing, he mumbled, playing it off like a guilty schoolboy. She scoffed, arms crossed and voice sharp as stilettos. You dare to say it but not admit it. Ling Huiheng, you are really useful. But it's also true, you've been licking Shi Charon's boots for so long, and now that you finally got her, how dare you make her angry? Ling Huiheng blinked, utterly baffled. What is she talking about? His brain short-circuited. He clenched his fists, frustration rising like champagne bubbles. And thought to himself. I lick a hammer. I beg to break off the engagement. Okay. What's the use? I don't like Shi Charon's brain personality. You're so much better than her, a voice echoed in her mind like a secret confession whispered under silk sheets. Ma Kaiwai blinked. Wait a second. That voice wasn't spoken out loud. Is that his inner voice? He thinks I'm better than Zichuran? Her lips curled, somewhere between a smirk and a smile. Interesting. Why do you look so unhappy when I mention Zichuran? She asked, her voice dipping into something softer, silk with a hint of smoke. Ling Huiheng sighed like a man reliving trauma. It's a long story. Let's just say marriage is a tomb. Oh, she teased, tilting her head. So you're still chasing after her? No, he snapped, suddenly defensive. I'm forced to do this, okay? Zichuran, that crazy woman, she's maxed out Zhang Buxuan's hatred for me. I'll be lucky to escape with my life. This stupid book makes no sense, Ma Kaiwai giggled, the sound bubbling up like champagne. He stared at her, brow twitching. What's so funny? Has she lost her mind? Or is this some kind of sexy lunatic arc? Ling Huiheng, she said softly, eyes locking onto his like they had history, and maybe unfinished business. I figured out the truth about that misunderstanding a long time ago. It wasn't your fault. It's just too bad, you're getting married. Great, Ling Huiheng thought, heart suddenly slamming the gas pedal. She figured it out? She forgave me? Thank God, she's a million times better than Jichuan. This is a miracle. Divine intervention. Feng Shui finally in my favor. Just then, fate decided to crash the party. Jichuan's car screeched to a stop, and like a storm wrapped in designer heels, she stepped out. Her eyes landed on them like laser sights. What are you guys doing? She snapped, voice cutting like a slap. Jichuan stormed forward, murder in her stilettos, about to yell. Ling Huiheng, you. But then she stopped, a calculating glint in her eyes, as if her brain had just switched from rage mode to rom-com villainous with a plan. She forced a sweet smile. Ling Huiheng, I've been looking everywhere for you. Ling Huiheng stared at her, completely bewildered. What's wrong with her? Did she hit her head? Or worse, read a relationship advice blog? Oblivious to his confusion, she continued her saccharine charade. Hubby, she cooed, purring the word like it was a trap wrapped in silk. She stroked his face, then planted a kiss right on his cheek. He recoiled like she just handed him a ticking bomb. This crazy woman. What's with the sudden personality change? Is this method acting? A prank show? Ma Kaiwai, watching the scene unfold like a drama with low ratings and high tension, crossed her arms. That's all you've got? She thought smugly. Then, without missing a beat, she turned and tossed her hair. I'll see you at the banquet later. She walked off like the main character she was, heels clicking, hips swaying, not forgetting to wave goodbye over her shoulder. Don't worry, my number hasn't changed. After Makaiwai left, Zichuran's sweet act cracked. She was very upset. Pinching his side just hard enough to sting, she purred, "You're an engaged man now. Don't go flirting with other women." Ling Yuheng couldn't take it anymore. This woman's got more layers than an onion in a soap opera. "Zichuran, do you have to be so fake? There's no one else here." Ling Yuheng's voice dropped, low and exasperated. "Don't you understand? I don't want to marry you." She looked up at him with the kind of calm only a truly dangerous woman could wear like perfume. "Are you having second thoughts? It's a little late for that." She grabbed his hand, her touch cool but her voice a heated whisper. "You announced our engagement in front of everyone." Ling Yuheng quickly pushed her hand away like she was a live wire. "Why are you doing this? Go find your true love. Wouldn't that be better?" Zichuran's eyes narrowed with amused defiance. "What do you care about me? I'll choose whoever I want." Meanwhile, from somewhere nearby, a dramatic voice floated in like a bad audiobook. "Zichuran is so pitiful. Ling Yuheng already has her, yet he's still flirting with other women. I have to save her, I can't abandon her." The voice went full villain monologue. "I'll expose him for the scoundrel he is. I will trample Ling Yuheng into the mud, and make him never stand up again, let Churan see his true face." Cut to the banquet hall, where the drama level cranked to 11. "Zichuran, please stop clinging to me." "It's not appropriate," Ling Yuheng muttered, trying to peel her fingers off his arm like they were glued there. "We're engaged, what's inappropriate about it?" she shot back, tightening her grip like a woman who knew exactly what she wanted. Ling Yuheng scanned the room with the wide eyes of a man trying to find the nearest emergency exit. He lowered his voice, panic rising. "I know you're still upset, but maybe we can discuss calling off the engagement later." Ling Yuheng's voice was low, trying to sound reasonable, though inside, he was screaming. "I can't take this anymore. Zhang Buxuan is bound to show up and see us together. I need to keep my distance before this turns into a blood feud." Zichuran's glare could have burned through steel. He faked a phone vibration and mumbled, "Someone's calling me," before executing a smooth, shameless escape. Zichuran stood there, arms crossed, lips pursed. Why does he hate me so much? She wondered, frustration bubbling beneath her flawless exterior. Just then, a booming voice shattered the tension. "Oh, isn't this my future son-in-law?" It was Xie, striding in like he owned the air. Ling Yuheng nearly tripped over his own thoughts but quickly composed himself, standing up straighter with a tight smile. "Uncle Shi." Xie chuckled, clapping him on the shoulder. "I was just looking for you." He motioned toward the elegant man beside him. "I have a little something for you. This is Master Physician Shang Guan." "Greetings," the physician said with a bow, his voice smooth like aged wine. Xiao Ji gave Ling Yuheng a discreet nudge, that classic wingman move. "You'll present him to Elder Tan," he murmured, lips barely moving. "Even if he can't cure him, it's the gesture that counts." He leaned in closer, voice dipping into a conspiratorial whisper. "If he does succeed, the Tan family will owe you big time." And then boom, Tan, Ji, and Ling Hu families, he raised a brow. The most powerful alliance in the country. What do you think? Ling Yuheng blinked, still mentally spinning. "Wait, what? Shangguan? Master Physician?" This whole setup was starting to smell like a high-stakes power play in disguise, and somehow he'd wandered into it in his best suit, clueless.
Well, that's the end of the video, but don't worry, I'll be back. If you enjoyed the content, smash that like button like it owes you money, and hit subscribe so we can make this a regular thing. See you in the next one.